So, what have we done today? Quo vadis Estonia was our point today. This was our question. Where is Estonian society going? And in order to try to begin the answering of this very difficult question, we explored civil society, the essence of civil society. Because to understand the true purpose and goal of civil society is necessary in order to try to redirect or to help the current situation in Estonia. And we did this by examining a few of the most necessary values in society. The subtitle of our conference today, the values necessary in order to sustain a healthy and human civil society. And throughout the day we've been directly and indirectly seeing this contrast between the ancient and scholastic idea of civil society and the modern idea of civil society. The ancients taught us, as Mr. Auxman showed to us, that the goal of civil society is the good life, the virtuous life. And every society, as we know, as we heard in the very first lecture, has to have authority. And the goal of authority is to realize the goal of the society. And for the ancients, the goal of society was to make good citizens, to help people become virtuous. Because the ancients understood that only a virtuous life, a life of justice, a life of fortitude, a life of prudence, a life of temperance, a life of wisdom, this brings happiness. Not pleasures, not fun, not games. These are only momentary pleasures, momentary happinesses. And in today's world, like Father was telling us, we're just receiving impression after impression, fun after fun, game after game. But there's no lasting happiness. This is what the ancients and the scholastics, the medievals sought from civil society, was the goal of civil society. To make people happy through teaching them to live virtuously, through educating them about, educating their intellect about truth, and helping their will to practice truth through virtue. Virtue is to put into practice truth. This is the virtuous life, and this is the ancient goal of civil society. But as we saw the modern society after the French Revolution, after the Enlightenment, exalted liberty, independence, freedom as the most important goal. Virtue, that's subjective. We can't talk about virtue. We must talk about making people free. Happiness comes from freedom. But as we know, that most of us abuse our freedom. And as Father said, the education of the will is so important because the will is inclined, it's easier for us to do evil. And it must be disciplined, it must be corrected, it must be educere, it must be educated to put into practice the true principles. A virtuous life is difficult. And this is what Father was saying, it's a fight to the end of our life, to live a virtuous life, to get up from our vices, to reject them, and to seek to be just, to seek to be prudent, to seek to be temperate, to seek these virtues, to be wise, to be courageous in the front of evil. This virtue of fortitude is so important today because we face so many evils in our life. Personal evils, evils in society. And fortitude is the virtue which strengthens us to do good in the face of evil. We can't do good in the face of evil without virtue, the virtue of fortitude. But the modern society, as I was saying, teaches us that to forget virtue, happiness is found in liberty. Do what you want, just don't hurt others, and you'll be happy. But I think after 300 or so years of the modern state, we can see that people aren't happy. And so it's time to re-examine this modern idea and to perhaps reconsider the ancient idea of civil society. So this was our short conference today, and of course, firstly, I would like to thank, most importantly, Mr. Taivo Niitvägi and his family for helping us, our little foundation Fidelitas, to organize this conference today. And the cultural foundation Hereditas. Without them, we would not be able to have this conference today. And also a big thank you to all the speakers who dedicated their time and sacrificed their time to come to speak with us today. And of course, thank you to the translators and to all who helped the audio, and to all of you for having a bit of love for your country and interest to come listen to some of the necessary values for human society. Thank you very much.